I'm not going to apologise. No. Just when you think they can't get any more disgusting. The Tories, that is. They pretty much make a statement saying that disabled people need to get off their arses and contribute to society. Now, to give you a little context to this, and why I feel so strongly about it, this is my son, Matthew. And he was diagnosed with generalised torsion dystonia when he was, well, between 7 and 8. It took about a year to actually get a diagnosis. At first they thought some form of Parkinson's at first. Basically, a part of his brain is sending mixed signals to his muscles, so he's in constant spasm. They're basically working against each other. His muscles, that is. Now, when he's asleep, he's completely still. When he's awake, he's constantly moving. Constantly. He can't stop himself. Anyway, this is when he was training for a marathon. Now, that was back then. Now, today, he's much less mobile. He can't walk. Well, he can stumble. He can do about a few steps, then he, holding on to something, then he plonks himself down, and that's him done for the day. He's knackered. See, here's the thing about disabilities. They're not all the same. No. Trying to tarnish them all with the same brush just doesn't ring true with me. Now, when you're in the circle, so to speak, because my son's disabled, you get to meet other disabled people. My wife worked with a disabled girl as a carer. You get to understand the complexities of just living, just doing the everyday tasks, just going to the toilet, feeding yourself. If you're independent, that is. Some people, obviously, they require full-time care. But those who are able to care for themselves, such as Matthew, okay, he has somebody come do cleaning for him and stuff like that. But he feeds himself, dresses himself, he puts himself to bed. It is hard. It's difficult for him. And he ain't alone. There's so many people in the same boat claiming disability, and PIP's payment will have your mobility payments. Now, he said to me that he would like to go to work, or do some work, probably from home, or even write, or do his own little business or something. Is it possible? Not as the system stands, no. You're either disabled or you're not. So instead of him forcing upon disabled people to go back to work, or go to work, because some people disabled never have worked, we should be looking at ways to actually make it possible. Or maybe you log the work that you have done, or something like that. Not just take it away from them if they do any work whatsoever. You're either disabled or you're not. And I'm wondering why disabled people tend not to go to work at all. You get the food, don't you? There are presenters, what have you, like, for instance, on Channel 4 News, there's some disabled presenters on there. It's brilliant. I like it. It's good. It's open. But why are these Tories doing it? Oh, I wonder. Well, we know why, don't we? It's because they're desperate to gain votes. I think they know full well they're not going to win the next general election, but they need to gain votes, to get more seats. That's what they want. But is it surprising when you hear people like Lee Anderson, 30p Lee, a while back now, well, it was this year actually, I think it was.
2019, there was three things that won us the election. It was nothing to do with me. It was Brexit, it was Boris, it was Corbyn. And it was as simple as that. Those three things together was a great campaign. Great ingredients. At the next election, we haven't got those three things. So we're going to have to think of something else. It'll probably be a mixture of culture wars and trans debate and...
Reduced to a question like, can a woman have a penis?
And culture wars and trans debate and...
Build bridges, not walls.
The big thing in...
Well, one day he may be disabled. Let's hope. Put the shoe on the other foot, eh? You see, that they're using the disabled now as, well, that's how I see it, as a way to, well, another culture war. attack another minority group. Say that they're all, well, not necessarily all, but many of them are capable of work. Maybe they are, but they need to change the system to make it possible. Not say, oh, you're going to work now. So you're going to get nothing. So we got this cretin, this trotter, Laura Trott. Disabled people must work from home to do their duty. Yes, because all disabled people are lazy asses. Yeah, right. It's tropes. Right-wing tropes. That's what it is. She says they've all got to do their duty. People with mobility and mental health problems should work from home or lose benefits under the new policy. Now, mental health. Well, don't you think this is going to fuel mental health? Now, I know every time my son has to get himself checked over, so he can get his benefits and what have you. It is so flippin' stressful. Makes him ill. So people with mobility and mental health problems will be asked to work from home or lose their benefits as part of what the UK government ministers described today as doing their duty. Oh, some people just want slapped on you. Now, don't get me wrong. There are individuals out there who are taking the mick, and my brother-in-law is one of them. If he's done a week's work in his life and he's in his 50s now, late 50s, well, I'll be surprised. He sponged and scrounged and stole all his life. Why aren't we targeting them people? If that is what they're saying, if these people are too lazy to work, they're the ones who should be targeting. He's claiming disability benefits and there's nothing wrong with, well, self-inflicted, some of his problems are, but most of his life he's been able to work, but has chose not to. He's fleeced the system. But you see, the thing is, it isn't just that. Those who are grasped upon, so to speak, horrific stats show how most disability benefit fraud allegations are false. 9 in 10 are false. And this new policy by the Tory party, being endorsed by this woman, flipping trotter. I wonder if David Cameron likes to suck her toes. Oh no, that's a different channel. Anyway, so... Oh, God, this makes me so angry. It really does. So the policy will be set out on this Wednesday. Obviously part of the Chancellor's speech, I imagine, regarding the budget, the autumn budget. Yeah, part of the autumn statement amid a drive by Rishi Sunak to make changes to the welfare system, which described on Monday as unsustainable. I'll tell you what's unsustainable is the flippin' Tory party. 39 billion squid just spaffed up the wall, using Alexander Boris Johnson's own words. Hundreds of thousands of people will be told to look for work that they can do from home or face having their benefits cut, disabled people, remember, by £4,680 a year. Now, Laura Trott, Chief Secretary to the Treasury, told Sky News, of course, there should be support for people to help. They always say this, don't they? They try and back up their claims. Support, they say. Support for people to help them into work. But ultimately, there is a duty on citizens if they are able to go out to work. They're be funny. They're not at work because they're disabled. And like I said before, disabilities come in many forms. From mental health, there's hidden disabilities. Now, I, for one, wouldn't be able to do 40 hours work on a trot, one after the other. 9 to 5, 5 days a week, or whatever it might be. Because I suffer with fibromyalgia. I get muscle pains and stuff like that. So there's times I can work and times I can't. It needs to be flexible. Okay, you could argue work from home then. But that's not always flexible. No, some people working from home have to work certain hours. Maybe they're doing cold calling or whatever, I don't know. No. So it's their duty. Ultimately, there is a duty on citizens. If they're able to go out to work, they should. Remember, 9 out of 10 applicants or people receiving disability benefits are not fraudulent. No, she told the Times Radio that the government's plans were not just about forcing people out. She added, it's about saying that we're going to put right mechanisms around you to help you with that. But ultimately, you have to engage with that. And that is an obligation as a citizen to do this. But this policy is directed, see, they're going a bit flaky now, is directly aimed at disabled people. People who can't work. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some people with disabilities that could do some work. But they are the only ones who actually know whether or not they can or cannot. Well, they got post-COVID, long COVID in the mix. So many people with these illnesses, conditions that you cannot necessarily see. Suffering in silence. Well, it just winds me up, it does. I'm sorry. Well, I said I was going to apologise, I just did. And you tell me what you think. I would be interested to know. How do you feel about this? Don't get me wrong, I do believe that we should make it easier for those who want to or feel they can do some work because they want to do their bit. Make it easier, change the system to suit that, make it flexible. But to penalise people who cannot flip and walk in many cases, or they've got missing limbs, or they've got other health issues. And they're not obviously fraudulently claiming disability. Make it easier for them to work if they can. They're going about this all the wrong way. But why would we expect anything else from this Tory party? Because they are just disgusting, evil toe rags. They really are. I don't know how they sleep at night, to be honest. But then again, when you look at the likes of Lee Anderson, Laura Trott, it's not surprising, really, is it? Anyway, you tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. And please, 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 boot the old like button, because it does help the channel, and I need all the help I can get. Blimey, if you've got to support the channel, you can do that on Patreon or buy us a coffee, links down below. There's also super thanks and memberships as well. And it does help me keep the channel going for as long as I can. Anyway, please comment down below. Toodaloo.